New video got released of Losene Keita pleading with Patricio Pitbull after missing weight to let their fight continue.
That's your fault, not mine.
Don't do this, people. Don't do this.
That's not about me, it's about you.
Bro, you are fighting. You are fighting.
In this video, we see Losene desperately trying to convince Pitbull while Patricio refuses to hear any of it, not even giving him an opportunity. UFC Paris happened last weekend where Patricio Pitbull was supposed to fight Losene Keita in Keita's UFC debut, so this was not exactly a great way to start off his UFC career. Wound up missing weight by 3 pounds.
149, overweight.
149 pounds for the Black Panther, Losene Keita.
And we're going to talk about later because Losene Keita, he really wanted this fight to happen. He did miss weight, by 3 pounds, but he went to Pitbull, did try to convince him, and we got video of it. The video got released. We're going to react. We're going to watch it, and we're going to see, is Pitbull actually in the right here? Does he have, a reason to say, hey, you didn't make weight, I don't want to fight? Or does Keita actually, have a point? Is Pitbull just scared? Is Pitbull just using this as an excuse? We're going to get into it. And Pitbull just refused to fight Losene, and the fight got canceled. Was not going to happen at UFC Paris. And Pitbull just went off in multiple interviews talking very badly about Losene, calling him unprofessional, calling him Fat Panther.
Blame the Fat Panther.
So I do want to take a look at this video because, guys, this is a hot topic, missing weight. I think there's a lot of different sides. There's a lot of perspectives. Let's actually take a look. All right, guys, so this was backstage at UFC Paris after Keita, I think, tried to make weight the first time, and this was him, waiting to, maybe try to, work out some sort of catchweight deal. He says he couldn't sweat anymore, and I'm going to give my thoughts on that as well, but he says he couldn't sweat anymore. He can't even try to make weight anymore, and here he is going to Pitbull trying to say, look, I can't sweat anymore. Can we work out a catch weight? Here is what Pitbull had to say.
Coach, you gave me everything you could, but please, I fuck it up. I know. Even my coach is there. The only thing I can say, please, it's my life. I've been waiting for this call all my life. Normally, I don't even talk to my opponent like this.
So here we hear, before we hear the translation, Keita's just saying, he's trying to plead, saying, look, he's been waiting his whole life to be in the UFC. This is his dream. He wants to fight Pitbull. Let's try to work it out. Let's hear what.
Because I can't. I'm not sweating. We try.
So I think Pitbull was basically just asking, why are you stop trying? Like, just try to make the weight. You know what I mean? And Keita here is saying,
I'm not sweating no more. We try everything. I'm not sweating no more.
He says he's not sweating anymore.
Já perdeu, não tá 3 pounds acima, o cara não vai.
I try. Even now I was trying. I talk with everybody. I can.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
I can. This is my life. I just want to fight. I didn't fight like 1 year. Please,
I gave you all the vanity, but I can't give you this vanity of the weight.
It's only 1 kilo.
I can't do
It's
that.
only 1 kilo.
No.
Please don't take this.
No. You take it off, not me.
So, okay, here, this is where it gets, I guess, really bad for Keita because Pitbull now speaking English. He's speaking himself, saying, hey, look, he has no interest, basically. That's his, he literally is like, hey, this is your problem. You're the professional. You messed up. This is literally all on you, which it's fair. You know what I mean? Like, Losene is saying, oh, this is my dream. I think, yeah, a reasonable response is, well, I'm not exactly putting you in this situation. This wouldn't be a problem if you would make weight. I did what I'm supposed to do. You're the one missing in this opportunity. And here, you even hear Losene saying, look, it's 1 kilo, which it was like 3 pounds. I think 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds. So it was about that. I don't know if it was exactly 3 on the dot, but you know what I mean? Maybe it was still a little less than 3. I don't know, whatever at this point. But like I said, you could just tell Patricia does not want to take this fight. So let's see how else this continues.
You can even take half of my money. I don't care.
So okay, this is the big part. He literally says, and he said this before, I believe he said this when it happened, he offered him his whole purse. I'm gonna back it up, guys.
You can even take half of my money. I don't care. You can even take half of my money. I don't care.
Or maybe he said half. I don't know. Maybe he said half the money. Or I don't know if he said all.
That's your fault, not mine.
Don't do this, people.
And he said, like, he's like, that's your fault, not mine. Cold, gives him the slap on the shoulder. That was a cold moment. That was a sunning.
That's your fault, That's your fault, not mine.
Don't do this, people.
That's not about me, it's about you.
Bro, you are fighting. You are fighting.
I'm a fighter, but I'm professional.
Oh, my God. So here, yeah. this is great. He says, look, we're fighters. Come on, aren't you going to fight, basically? And this is kind of him trying to play on the ego of Pitbull, kind of being like, come on, you're a fighter. Let's fight. Kind of trying to make it seem like, dude, it's a kilo. Like, get over it, dude. This isn't that big of a weight difference. And here he's like, look, I'm a professional. You know what I mean? And that is a bit of the difference. It's here. I want to hear the rest.
Okay, this
And
time
145 now.
I never miss weight in my life. You know that I never miss weight in my life.
Your debut in UFC against me, you did that.
That's you know how it's deep. You know.
You have 1 hour and a half to try.
I can't. If I can't.
Pitbull, honestly, it's a little funny, just like how damn he is fucking like ruthlessly cold. Like this guy is begging, like please, like basically on his knees begging, all but doing that at this point. And Pitbull just shutting it down, bro.
You're strong.
I'm showing
You're
weakness.
strong, younger.
I'm showing
Younger,
weakness.
stronger, faster.
I'm showing weakness here.
He says, yo, he's literally having fun, but he's laughing. He's like, yo, you're younger, stronger, faster. You're supposed to be better at this than I am. Like you have all the
I'm
advantages.
showing weakness here, and this guy's even filming it. But I'm still showing weakness.
You go to the lightweight.
So
Go to the
I
lightweight.
might go. If I have more time, I can take featherweight. I can make featherweight easy.
Okay, so that was basically it, and eventually we know he was not able to make the weight. The fight did get canceled. Like I said, I showed you guys before, Pitbull talking a lot of shit in different interviews about Keita, and I look, this has been a topic of conversation that comes up probably at least 1, 2, maybe even 3 times at most a year, where there is a high-profile fight with a high-profile fighter where the high-profile fighter says, I'm not fighting this guy because he missed weight. And we don't see it often. The most times we do see a catch weight, so it is rare when we see a guy say, look, you missed weight by 2, 3 pounds, nothing too crazy. Like if it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, something like that, obviously the fight's not going to happen. But if it's something like 2, 3 pounds, I mean, the fight usually winds up happening. And at the end of the day, we have seen time and time again, it's like we have seen so much weight missing and barely any consequences. There's, a little bit of their purse that gets taken away. But at the end of the day, if you're winning fights and going, if this is the make or break in your win streak, that you're going to make that money back. That is well worth eating that small price in returns to maybe the hundreds of thousands, maybe millions down the line. I mean, seriously, think about it. So also when guys like Pitbull go out there and say, well, I'm not going to fight, I'm not going to take this, that adds more pressure to the opponent to say, hey, I got to make weight because there isn't a guarantee that this fight's going to happen. And then I look bad to my bosses. I don't have a fight. I've just wasted all this money on a camp. It's not good. So I do think that actually does help the whole weight miss situation, because we have seen a lot of people abuse this. But here, Pitbull, at the end of the day, he was giving an opportunity to a guy making his UFC debut against him. This was a not well-known guy. This isn't a name that, Pitbull beats, he's going to really get that much credit for. So Pitbull, I think, probably wasn't happy with the matchup. And on top of that, I think him just missing weight, I think was like, dude, the cherry on top. And like, I think this is more petty. I don't think obviously Pitbull is scared at all. But another thing that I want to talk about is this, and a lot of people don't think about this, is they say, well, with the weight, and we've had this conversation so many times, but it's like they say, oh, well, it's only 2 pounds, only a 2-pound difference. Nobody is saying like in the octagon, one guy is going to weigh 2, 4, 5 pounds more or whatever it is. That's not really the point. What makes the difference is how these fighters are killing themselves the day before. Like Patricio Pitbull killed himself to get to 145 pounds. And you could see, even Keita, right? And this is what I want to talk about here. We have seen devastating weight cuts. This guy is walking around trying to make deals with his opponent. I mean, he's saying he can't sweat anymore, which it might be true. Sometimes your body, we know this in weight cutting, just stop sweating and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's what he's claiming happened here. But you really, maybe get to work. You know what I'm saying? Do this after the time limit is done. I don't know. I didn't like this move from him either. So I don't really blame Pitbull for his decision. I think really, guys, if you're going to get mad at anybody, you have to get mad at Losene Keita. He is the one that didn't follow the rules. Like, none of this would be a problem if he would have just made 145 pounds. And look, I don't think Keita's a terrible guy for the fight not happening, but I'm just saying I don't think you should blame Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? And look, Keita, like I said, weight misses happen. I believe this fight was also put together on pretty quick notice. So it's not like any of these guys had so much notice. Do you think Patricio Pitbull was scared, or was it really just because of the weight? Let me know in the comment section below. Check out my last video where we talked about Ilia Topuria calling out Terrence Crawford. You guys are the best fan-based MMA. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next one.